Hello everybody, this is Simon with the 5th episode of Let's Play Donkey Kong Land. Let's quickly clear this rubble up and get to one of the longest stages in the game, part of the reason why I split the world up the way I did. And Nautilus Chase is such a cop-out. I mean, we know we had Croctopus Chase in the original Donkey Kong Country, but hey, this is not even an alliteration, get your shit together, Rare. So anyway, the gimmick of this level is going to appear shortly, and this is this guy here. Don't know how many of you who played this in the original had a few nightmares of him, because being chased is never fun, right? However, I actually think that this is one of the best stages in the game, because it is a very good water level, and as such a pretty good stage. You being chased all the time means that the stage has to be... Where did he go? Stage has to be designed around you going fast all the time. Not here? Okay then. And even if the Nautilus sometimes more or less randomly disappears, you've got this sense of urgency going, and that keeps you moving forward and into fishes sometimes. Well, I can't really blame the game here because I did see them coming. Anyway, most of the time you are getting chased, and that means you're probably mostly running down pretty linear corridors, and you don't have much time to think. You don't really ever have to weave yourself around slow-moving enemies, except here for example, but you can kind of cheese it because the walls are somewhat porous. And you've also got a few relaxing moments like here. Obviously the Nautilus stops to chase you because you have to dodge those sharks, and everything here is completely optional. Gives you a nice decay barrel though, and whoopsie daisy, you should have gone above the fish because the wall is pretty non-existent there too. Anyway, let's keep moving forward in the spirit of things. Nay, bananas, let's not keep moving forward, let's get the bananas. Yeah. This stage also features multiple checkpoints, which is pretty fair I guess, and they're also nicely laid out. This one here is kind of a dick because you're getting chased all the time, but it's still fair. It's not like the Nautilus is always right at your butt. You still have quite a lot of time to react and weave around him. And in instances like here, that guy come from... Oh, there was another one I just see. You've got enough time to react to what it does, and you can always lead it around in a loop pretty easily. So keep your cool, and this stage is like no problem at all. But as said, it is pretty well done in the way it moves forward and flows. And that's all I ask. For example, this part here, I love this part here. This is hard to do on an underwater level. Just give me stuff to collect and a sense of urgency, and if I do right, and whoopsie daisy, didn't get out of there in time. If you do it right, then you can collect all the goodies and feel like a badass. Something down to the right? Don't know, don't care. Getting chased, after all. Whoops, that shark always gets me. Oh, this time not, obviously, but I very often get hit there. That's not fun. But fortunately, this level is also pretty generous with the decay barrels, so as said, it's not a complete wall crusher. On the other hand, this part here, I don't get this part. I mean, yeah, of course, look at this hidden cache, and then this guy is colossal in the way and I have no idea how to get out again. I also have no idea how to activate him again, so I think some scripting is kind of borked here. Or maybe there is an alternate route through the wall somewhere, which I just haven't found yet. It's kind of strange, but I mean, you don't have to go there, it's just 3 coins. With that too, being chased is completely over, and this here is just one giant maze now. It's the last part of the level. You can completely skip this if you don't care about the letters, but we're missing the G and I want to get them all. Also, exploring all those little caches is pretty fun. It's not like the sharks are any kind of problem most of the time. It's generous enough how slow they move and how fast they appear on screen, even on the smaller screen of the Game Boy. And with that, 4.5 minutes in, we're done with the level. Victory lap! Even got all the letters. They're pretty dickishly hidden this time. You probably want to save after this long of a stage, 1% for that. But as said, you can always go back to an easier, shorter stage, like for example the first one in this world, and just do that. But moving on, this is a nice not water level to contrast the nice underwater level, which is also pretty much moving forward all the time, except if you want to get a few hidden goodies like this one. I really don't get DK's hitbox, by the way. Seems like it should be a bit higher, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. Yeah, Swirlwind Storm introduces those whirlwinds, which we have seen one time before, and one time only in that kind of shoddy 6th level. And it's pretty obvious what you have to do, I think. It will follow you around, which is good and bad. At some points like here, you have to escape from the hole pretty quickly. And those holes here, because jumping out of them is obviously a little tricky, as said, have tires on them. And this N is also pretty dickishly hidden, because you can easily trap the tornado down there and then you won't get it. And this bonus level also is pretty easily solvable. Except this part here is kind of hard. The thing is, you don't even have to do it, because all you get is the bananas. Just moving into it is already enough. I mean, I'm pro at this, so... Of course I did it. Yeah. And that was the level. Pretty enjoyable, pretty fast-paced. The gimmick is not obtrusive or anything, it has a lot of other things going for it, just how I like it. And we're off to face the boss. Hopefully it isn't that giant clam down to the right. The gasp. It's just a little clam. This boss fight is actually pretty interesting, because it's completely underwater, and you'd expect that it is kind of slow moving and tedious for that, and I'd have to agree a little, but on the other hand, the way it's handled is actually pretty nice and interesting. It is more or less a puzzle boss, and it can get a little hectic because it moves a little slower, faster of course, the farther the fight progresses, but it's not like a big deal or anything. Your best bet is to just have it diagonally from the clam that will reflect the pearl, like so, and it's the only way I hit him here, but it's also generous enough so that you can do it if it's like a top or across from the clam. But swimming upwards here is obviously not possible, and it didn't give me any other opportunities, but trust me, it's not hard at all to get him hit most of the time. And it's nice enough so that the extra clam does not hit you when you touch it. It's just the boss and its projectile. And it's already done and over with, and that was World 2. For an underwater world, pretty enjoyable in my opinion. World 3 has its up and downs, but we'll see that next time. Thank you very much for your attention.